Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Gosei Jet with Red Ranger from Power Rangers Megaforce. So this is just like, Gosei Wonder from Gosei Jet, except it's Gosei Jet. So unlike the Japanese way of releasing it, they actually just released the bird on its own and then the other headers with cycles. If you've seen, the merchandise from my reviews, you know this. But so anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. I usually go over the box, but I wanted to go over it in this case because it's really cool. Kind of like the Dragon Zord, they have this really cool artwork on the front of Gosei Jet and then Red Ranger flying on it. It never happens like that in the show, but it's still kind of just a neat artwork to have. Anyway, it shows, what it does, Eagle Mode, Turbo Mode, which is it with the jet face. It comes with a couple cards. This is where the exclusive Red Ranger figure was. On the bottom, obviously, just has his name. Got a picture of Ultra Red Ranger, and then it shows you how to make the Megazord. And then on the back here, it just shows you yet again what to do with it and how it can, be used with the other Zord Builder system. So now we can get this out of here and bring in Gosei Jet. So he's kind of tipsy, so sorry about that. He had a rough night last night. I'm going to actually show the cards really quick first, just because I always seem to forget. So he comes with two cards. He has the Gosei Jet Megazord, which is a picture of the Megazord here, obviously. So that's pretty neat. And then the Gosei Jet itself with the other headers on it. So we will just show those in the Gosei Morpher real quick. And then this one. Alright, so now we have that, and I did not forget it this time. Let's celebrate, guys. Let's throw a party. Okay, so, if obviously, as you saw, it does come with an exclusive Red Ranger figure. It is just a clear Red Ranger figure, and it is not fully articulated. Its arms can go around 360, and its legs can move back and forth. And its head cannot move, and its arms cannot bend, and its knees cannot bend. So that's kind of disappointing, because it would have been kind of neat just to have a clear version of the 4-inch Red Ranger figure. The details on it aren't too bad. It actually looks not too different from the 4-inch Red Ranger. The helmet paint is solid. It looks very accurate, very nice, same proportions. You obviously got the clear plastic here instead, which is a pretty typical thing for toys to do, clear versions and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, it would have been neat to just have a fully articulated regular figure. He kind of looks weird, like he's constantly crouching, if you can see, with his legs. But as you saw, he rides on top of here. There's two pegs on the top, and you can put his legs on there. I actually sometimes have him sort of behind the pegs just because it makes for a better position, and he can put his hands on these holders here. So yeah, he can ride it. Like I said, never happens in the show, unless all of a sudden they have a huge surprise and they decide to make their own scenes for this year. But yeah, you can do that. But we'll take him off of there for now. So here we have Gosei Jet in its Eagle Mode. If you can't tell, which I will bring in for comparison in a few moments, it is different than the Japanese version. It is a darker color. The other one's more of like a light purple. This one's more of a dark purple. But honestly, I kind of dig it. It's kind of a weird position for me because I'm glad it's different, because it's cool to have something a little bit different since I have the original version. But for hardcore completists, there might be some people that are a bit bugged that it's not 100% screen accurate. It's primarily a remolded Gosei Dragon, but there are some subtle differences. Obviously, you have the face being different, but I think it looks pretty good overall. Like I said, I really dig the darker color scheme, and like most of the Megaforce Zords, it's a pretty solid Zord. They're certainly not terrible. As you can see, it's got a bird face there instead of a dragon, but everything else is primarily the same. On top of here, you have this piece here, which is detachable for his, for the writing, but you can push that down to get it out of the way if you want. And then, you got the tail back here. This is going to be the helmet. Something interesting of note is that the helmet here is a solid headpiece, as opposed to with the Gosei Wonder, it was a, it was just like a mask. That's what it was. I was trying to think of the word mask. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word mask. But so yeah, anyhow, other than sitting here and being a bird and rolling, it does have that jet mode, which I guess you just kind of pull his wings back, which, it works just like Gosei Dragon. And then you flip his head forward, and you get a jet. And then also you can have the Red Ranger riding on top of here if you want. This never happened in the Gosei Jet footage. Like I said, I highly doubt they'll do this in Megaforce. It's pretty much impossible. Like I said, unless they decide to do something completely out of left field we haven't heard about. But this is just kind of a unique mode. I guess it's a little fun for kids. It's certainly not mad that they have it. It doesn't take away from anything at all. If anything, it just adds an extra mode. It does look kind of neat, I guess. Nothing too spectacular, but it doesn't really hinder anything else that it's supposed to do. So it really doesn't bother me. So anyhow, you can combine this with the headers that you get with those cycles. So just pull these down, and I will bring in the headers. Just give me 1 second. So then you can place them here. We've got Beetle and Elephant. Oops, and something falling over in the background. And we've got Dolphin, and then we've got Alligator. And there you go. That is the Gosei Wonder, or Gosei Jet with the other headers. So in Japan, I know I don't want to sound like, oh, in Japan they did it better, but they just released this all as a single set, which I think would have been fine, instead of making you buy the cycles. Like, I get what they were doing at first, but it's kind of annoying now. But so that's how that looks. And now that we have that on there, we're just going to bring in Gosei Wonder Japanese version. Here we go. As you can see, it's a great deal bigger. And the color difference, obviously you can see light purple, dark purple. And obviously, like I said, size difference, it's a different mold. Gosei Jet's face is, or Gosei Wonder's face is a little different. This guy's looks a little more slender. Sorry, it's a little bit tight spaced. But it's a little more slender, obviously. And the different colors and whatnot. And then see on the back here, this mask piece is just that. It slides over Gosei Great's head. Whoops. Oops, now everything's just falling apart. So yeah, there's some big differences between these two. But if you're not that upset about the color, it's not really that big of a deal. And then obviously if you order this one, you get everything with it. So now you can basically combine this with your Gosei Great Megazord, essentially making its own Megazord. The first thing I'm actually going to do, let's take these headers off. And then I'm going to set him sort of to the side. And you take the Zords, which I showed in the Ultra Cycle review. But you take the Zords that you previously had and place them here on these. So that's fun times. And then the legs, same deal here. You place the new Zords on here. And then you're pretty much prepped. Let me set these here. So now for Gosei Jet, I'm going to take this off. It's pretty much just like the Dragon. Place these up. You're going to take this off. There we go. And then just place this on top here. I'll pan the camera up in just a moment. Sorry about that. There you go. Camera pan. So see, he's going up there. And then place the hands here, obviously. And then take the helmet off of this piece, and it just slides right on there. And then take this, and this becomes an axe. Just pull that down, and you've got an axe. And there you have the Gosei Jet Megazord. So yeah, it's pretty much one of those classic sort of repainted Megazords of the regular Megazord, but it's got some different stuff going on. I actually really dig the design. I like the sort of almost night vibe that Gosei Jet gives off. And it's kind of neat to have different Zords on all of the different legs and whatnot, except for this one, which is just so odd looking. I wish they would have just made it a white beetle or something to make it, you know, make a little more sense. But still, I really dig the design of this quite a bit. As I mentioned in my cycle review, it is kind of annoying how much you sort of have to spend to get this. I mean, you have to get the Gosei Jet, and then you have to get the two cycles, or two vehicles, excuse me, and then you have to get a Gosei Great Megazord, which you might already have, but if you want to display this, I guess you get another one. But it is kind of annoying because, you know, a lot of my things about this line was it's a really good alternative that you can probably save a little bit of money on by getting. But in this case, depending on where you shop, it might end up being about the same. So that's just kind of annoying the way they did it. Like, it was kind of neat making the cycles with the header sets in the beginning, because it kind of gave them something extra to do. But in this case, I feel like they were just stretching it a bit, and either I would have had them include these headers with the Gosei Jet, or I would have taken it a step further and it would have been really neat to just get this as a Megazord release on its own. That would have been really cool because, you know, it would have been really easy to do because it's all pretty much just remolded stuff with different headers, and it would have separated them apart from the Japanese version, and you could have owned both very easily. But you still can, you just have to buy extras. But so anyway, overall, I really do dig the Gosei Jet. I dig the sort of different color it's got. It's got fun functionalities. You can mix and match it with other stuff. Like, I'm not going to do it here, but you can mix and match this with all the other combinations of different Megazords. You can combine it with Gosei Grand Megazord. You can make the Ultra Gosei Great with it. So you can just have a lot of fun with it. I still really dig it. It's just I'm annoyed by the amount of stuff you have to get to finish everything, but it's still a pretty solid release, and I really dig the box art on it too. Now I'm just kind of getting in an incoherent ramble, so I think I'll just kind of stop here. Until next time, make sure you check out the crazy podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. Until next time, it's Dawson Ryder, signing out.